WBSP-TV is proud to welcome the Professional Bowlers Association to Ocala, home of the first annual Southern Regional PBA Open Tournament. A purse of over $22,000 will be shared by the largest field ever entered in a Southern Regional tournament. The three-day event with a total of 191 bowlers has been narrowed down to a field of 5. We now pick up the action in Game 1 with our announcers Bill Allen and Steve Neff.
Block down by 24 pins. Got to start striking. There's a good shot. You see the power on that one. The ball hit light and just ripped the 5-pin out of there.
And he needs to continue with a few more of those to catch Adam Coulter, who started with a spare and a double. As Adam now comes up in the 4th frame, hoping to keep his string going.
Adam can extend his lead on this shot by another 10 pins to 36 pins. Something bothered him. He wants this one bad. Get Billy Block down quick.
The dreaded washout.
That's not as hard to make as it looks. Adam Coulter got fast with his feet, got his ball started into a swing just a little bit late, so he got to the foul line a little ahead of the ball, and that's what caused it to skid out. He didn't get the leverage on it. No leverage, no lift, so the ball skidded out.
He made it. Oh, no.
Tough break. Good shot.
Looks like a great shot.
If you hit that just a little bit heavier, Bill, you make it. If you can hit the head pin just a little bit lighter, you'll get it off the wall. And it was just right in the spot where it goes around. A tough break. Good shot.
Well, this puts Billy right back in the match.
That's right. Billy Block's down 8 pins now. He has a strike working, so he can take a 2-pin lead, regardless of what Adam Coulter does on this shot. He can really turn around fast in this game.
Now he's back in the groove. Strikes in the 5th. Billy now comes up needing a double to take the lead. Billy is from Miami, Florida. He's married. His wife's name is Donna. He's been a PBA member for 4 years. Has one title to his credit. He won a regional in Fort Pierce last year.
Let's see if he can keep all that power under control on this shot. It's going to be high again.
More trouble, Steve, more trouble.
Billy Block just not staying with the shot. He's looking up. It's much the same as a golfer who looks up from that golf ball just before he swings through. You've got to keep your eyes on that target all the way throughout your follow-through and watch that ball roll over your target. The minute your head comes up early, the ball goes left. And this is a very difficult spare.
Stevie made them all with the ball. That's the way to do it. There are other ways to make it. You can play for a bounce with a 3-pin, hopefully to get the other 2, but he played it wide enough, and with that big hook, it came back, and the ball got all 3 of them. As you said, a very difficult shot. He's still in the game. He needs to get the strikes going as he moves over to lane 25. Maybe that will relax him.
He seems to be lined in on the left lane. The right lane doesn't look like it's playing that much differently. He's just not making good shots on that lane. Much more level on that shot. Got it to the right.
Almost left the 210, Steve, which is a standard leave for the big ball that comes in light.
That's right. That big ball comes in behind the head pin, and where most players just leave a 2-pin, which Billy did leave that time. A lot of times the big cranking, hooking ball will also leave the 10-pin with that. He actually got a good break to get it out. When I talked about staying level, ideally in a bowling shot, you want to keep your head dead level throughout the complete approach. that will help keep the ball on line.
And folks, Steve just told you how to do it, as he does many people, as he does his exhibitions and clinics throughout the country. In fact, you've been to Australia recently doing clinics.
Yes, I went to Australia the last 2 years for 6 weeks each time. And bowling is really becoming popular in Australia, as it is in Europe and England and Austria.
Good ball. And Adam knew it when he let it go. He has taken command again, despite the washout. Back in the groove. He looks like he might try to go all the way, Steve. Of course, this being our first match to win the title, Adam would have to win 4 games in a row.
Not an easy chore. Oops, he's got it wide again. He's got to hurry. He got away with that one. He got that ball into an early roll. That's why he made it back. Good shot. He stayed with it good.
I believe a little instinct play there when he let that ball go, Steve. He knew he was a little wide. He felt the drift, probably, as he was on the way to the line. He went over that ball just a little bit and made it come from much further out near the channel back to the pocket for his turkey. Billy needs to go to work, that's for sure.
He's giving it plenty of room.
Steve, why does Billy's thumb pop so much when it comes out of the ball? As you notice, every delivery you hear his thumb pop, much more so than most other bowlers.
Well, he's using inserts, and with the inserts, they're very smooth, and I would say he's using a very tight thumb hole, so he doesn't have to squeeze the ball, and he's got a little suction in there as his thumb leaves. That's what causes it to pop. Speaking about the grip, the ideal grip to have in your bowling ball is one where you can relax your hand almost totally and keep a firm wrist, and the ball just kind of hangs on your thumb. If the ball just hangs on your thumb, that allows you to keep a very loose and relaxed swing. If you have to squeeze that ball, you get tight, and then muscle comes into play, and it's hard to stroke the ball the same when you're muscling it. There's a nice shot. And there's that big, powerful ball popping out those half pins. That was a hard hit to carry this week, but the more ball you threw, the easier it was to carry, but a little bit harder to hit the pocket. He's got that power under control now. Billy Block is working at a 195 pace through 8 frames. Adam Coulter is working at a 214 pace through 7 frames. So a 19-pin lead for Adam Coulter at this point.
Almost made it 29-pin lead there, Steve. The stubborn 10-pin.
He loses a pin and count. 18 pins is a difference, but Billy Block has not lost a pocket hit. And you see there Adam with a little bit less balls getting a few more wraps, but he's keeping it in play.
He easily converts the 10-pin. Moves slightly left and just throws the ball straight at the 10, skids it down the edge toward the 10-pin. Simple sprint for him. Maybe a little more difficult for some of the fellas that hook the ball more.
Like Billy Block.
Like Billy.
I really like Adam Coulter's attitude on the lanes. He doesn't let things upset him, and he comes right back after each shot. A little wide again. He's got to hurry. A little bit wide, and the ball finished a little bit late, and because he didn't have as much power, he can't get away with sending the ball into an area. He's got to hit pretty close to his board or 2 boards to hit the pocket and carry. Billy Block would have carried that hit. Taking no time at this. Nice and relaxed.
Block could, at this point, get up and shut him out if he strikes all the way out. Billy's got a possible 225 if he can strike in the 9th and finish well in the 10th.
That's right. Adam Coulter's best possible is 222. Stay down. Keep your head down. Trust it out to the right. See, now that's a hit that the big ball usually carries. To him, that's a tap. To a straighter player, he doesn't carry that hit as much.
And Steve, he needed that desperately.
That was a big shot.
At this point now, he can only shoot 204. Adam He's working at 212 even without doubling in the 10th. So Billy needs to pick this up and strike out to hope that Adam might have some trouble.
And that's right. If Billy blocks spares and then strikes out in the 10th, he will force Adam Coulter to just mark in the 10th frame. But sometimes when you're going for that first title, a mark on television is not that easy.
Billy's bowled real well on that left lane, so I think that at this point he will probably put the pressure on Adam. At least hoping to get 2 to force Adam to mark. Billy came a long way to get here today. As I said, he told me that he picked up 600 pins today. He was way down in the pack. I'm sure he's very pleased to be here.
There's the same hit that carried this time. Bill you mentioned that he picked up 600 pins. We bowled 16 games of match play today, and for each match that a player wins, he is awarded a 30-pin bonus. But 600 pins, that's 300 a block. Even if you win every game, you're still averaging quite a bit to pick up that many pins. This is a must strike for Billy. If he doesn't strike on this shot right here, he has no chance of winning. Great shot. All he can do is sit on the bench now and see what happens.
The good bowler in the pressure situation when his back is to the wall will almost always get what he needs. And that's another indication right there. Billy had no chance if he did not get 2 in the 10th. Now at least he is not shut out. He knows he could still win.
Needs 8 pins on this shot. 7 or 8 pins. Ooh. That's enough. He knew what he needed. That forces Adam Coulter to spare in the 10th frame.
Adam has rolled that ball pretty free the first 9 frames. Didn't seem to be too much pressure, but this is the one that he must get his mark. So as a non-champion,
nice and loose and relaxed. When you need a mark, that's the best place to put the ball and the best thing to do. No pressure left.
He gave it room, seemed relaxed. He let the ball roll, relied on the action, and he got it. 222 possible if he gets 2 more. Anticlimactic. He knows he didn't need that one.
Yeah, that's just concentration. He knew he had the match won, so sometimes a player will experiment a little bit, maybe move around and see how much area he has on the lanes to the pocket. Sometimes you just let up on it.
As Billy picks up his ball and moves off out of the way, he finishes 5th and earns $800.
Game 1 action saw Colton defeat Block 211 to 203.
Back live, and this is Dennis Saropoulos. He needs to get striking. He's down by 11. Oh. Ball hooked early, and it's gone through the nose. And this, call this a baby split, and it's a lot more difficult to make than it looks.
Steve, Dennis doesn't hook the ball a lot, so he'll move left, probably throw the ball with a little more speed, skid it toward the corner, and hope to pick up both pins with the ball.
There's a lot of oil in the center of the lane, but the back end hooks.
Nice shot.
Great shot. Those are the kind of shots he's been making all day yesterday and today. He's sharp.
Dennis is 12 pins down now as he moves over to 25 for the 5th frame, and he needs to get some strikes going. The pin count is all important. Don't lose too many pins in count.
he's not trusting the ball enough. He needs to possibly move his feet a little bit to the left and stay down and send the ball out a little bit. Trust that ball to hook back, because the lanes are dry out there around the first arrow, and it will come back.
Steve, it appeared to me that he was a little slow on both those shots, the last frame and this one. A little slower than his normal style.
I'd agree with that. He looks a little slow and a little too direct with his shot to the pocket.
Basically the same spare that he just left on 26.
A little bit easier to make.
A little bit easier to make with the 6-pin in between that 3 and the 10. Adams working with a 15-pin lead now. And he can keep the pressure on Dennis if he does not lose count. Needs a strike. Strike spare. Makes it difficult for someone to beat you. They've got a double to do it, to catch you.
That's pretty much the way Adams bowled all day yesterday and today. He really hasn't bowled a lot of big games, but he's been real steady. He's kept the ball in the pocket. He has it. I never saw him lose his cool. He comes right back. He's just keeping the ball in play. Let the other guy make the mistakes. Adams having a few words with the tournament director, Walt Harmon, off to the side. I'm not sure. Oh, it's a re-rack. He felt like possibly the pins were off spot a little bit. And this is a big shot. He can extend his lead by 10 pins, so he wants to feel very confident that if he throws the shot good, he will strike. Boy, he looks good. He doesn't look like he's never won before, does he, Bill?
No, he doesn't. And even though he has not won before, Steve, he has had 3 300 games and 2 800s. So when it comes to knowing how to knock them down, he knows how to do it. And he's definitely in command at this point. Speaking
of 300 games, Bill, there's a brand new Subaru sitting in the lobby here at Big D Lanes in Ocala for the first bowler today to shoot a 300. And we want to thank Premier Subaru of Ocala for putting up the car, making this tournament that much more exciting. And it's been really exciting this week. The fans have packed the center both days. There's standing room only right now. And we've had 191 entries in this tournament, pros, a record for the Southern region, and a record prize fund of $22,500 paid out in this tournament over these 2 days. $4,000 for first.
Steve, in the early 60s when I started the tour, our national tour was not as good as this regional.
It's amazing. It's amazing how bowling has grown over the years.
Many of our first place purses was, we even had one for $1,500, several for $2,500 and for $3,000, and here we are bowling in a regional tournament for $4,000 first with television.
Dennis needs to get some strikes going right now. There's more speed. He trusted that one. Still hooked back. Still hooks back. Dennis is just not lined up right. This pair was not used today in the match play. The lanes were oiled for 25 feet. The back ends are squeaky clean, so the ball has a tendency to really hook on the back end. So Dennis has got to trust that ball and send it out and play more hook than he's been playing. He's just not lined up right.
Steve, his practice balls, though, were much crisper than he is rolling now. It looks to me like he's trying to fit the ball in the pocket instead of playing the loose shot, getting the ball out on the lane with speed, and letting the ball work. I can't help but feel that Dennis is trying to fit the ball, not trusting it, as you said, and is definitely slower than he was earlier in his practice.
Boy, Adam sure looks good.
Took the words out of my mouth. He looks good, and he looks like he has the confidence that I believe he's going to go all the way. We may see Adam bowling Guppy.
Well, Guppy Troop finished second, led the tournament in Newport Richie at Langloh Lanes, and he lost from the leader position. He said, "I do not want to finish second again, and I'm going to win it today." So, and Ron Nazaro will have something to say about that too.
Yes, he will. Well, Adam really looks keyed up now. He keeps the strikes going. He definitely has wrapped up this game. Dennis will just go through the motions now, finish out the game, finish fourth, take his check for $1,000. and still feel it was a nice trip to Ocala. You can tell by the way he's throwing the ball now. He knows he can't win the game. Probably a little bit disturbed with himself for not being up to form this game. Disappointing to get this far and then bowl a bad game.
Sure is.
Happened to all of us.
We've been there. That's why we're up here now.
Makes that baby split again. That's no problem to him. Dennis can still go all the way for 197, a respectable game, but Adam was too much for him today.
While we've got a chance here, Bill, I just want to thank Ed Kendrick and Joe Davis for the great hospitality here. This is a brand new 32-lane center, and it's one of the prettiest I've ever been in. And the lane conditions and the people, it's just been a fantastic 2 days.
Steve, off to our left and our right, we have a house full of people, and everyone is watching the TV picture that you are watching on the telescore units all across the house. It is the most modern technology used in the scoring system here at Big D.
In Game 2, Colton's string was extended as he defeated Serapolis 269 to 176.
Young man you're seeing the back of is Ron Nazaro. He's down 9 pins. He's in the 4th frame. Great shot. Bad luck. Ball finished a little bit late, but usually that hit'll carry. He's down 10 pins.
Ron is from Coral Springs, Florida, and is to be married on June 9th.
And he's the hungriest bowler out here. 4,000 for first, and he wants it. What a nice wedding present. He runs the pro shop at Don Carter Lanes in Boca Raton, Florida.
You know, Steve, I had dinner with Ron 2 nights ago, and he was telling me that his performance on the regional has not been what he thought it should, and he was talking about even quitting and cutting his bowling back and not competing near as much as he has been. And then after a statement like that, he comes out, and here he is bowling on TV and shooting for $4,000. So maybe this will change his mind.
He is bowling very good. Just quickly, Ron Nazaro has increased his push away, and what he's done is delayed his timing. So he's at the foul line waiting for the ball to go through, and he's making great shots now. This man you're looking at is Adam Coulter, and he is what we call on tour wired in right now. He shot 211 to win the first match over Billy Block, and last match, if you just joined us, he had 10 strikes for 269. He leads by 10. He can increase that to 20 right here.
A lot of intensity, Steve. He knows he's wired in. Hopefully he's not thinking about that next match. At this point, he wants to win this one. And he knows he's got the edge because Ron is still struggling to find the stroke, especially on this lane, 26.
Yeah, Ron, watch that big push away. Watch how he lifts that ball up. That helps get the ball into the proper time. He's a cranker. And that's the hit the crankers carry, and he just lost it. That's the reason for throwing that big ball, is so you can carry more of those little bit off-pocket hits. So when they lose them, they don't like it. But, of course, nobody likes it when you lose a pocket hit.
Watch him move to the left now and throw it real hard. He gives the ball no chance to hook. He goes straight at it.
Yes, regardless of how many strikes anybody throws, the bowlers who make all the money are the bowlers that make their spares. You see how straight he goes. The best best bowler on the National Pro Bowlers Tour. A lot of you avid bowling fans probably know Mark Roth, and he's known for the big, powerful strike ball he throws, but what a lot of people don't know is Mark Roth is probably the very best spare shooter on tour. So make those spares and your average will move up. The strikes will take care of themselves. I think Ron thought that ball would finish there. He got it inside a little bit. There's a little bit more oil in the center of the lane, and if you get it in there a little bit too early, the ball has this tendency to skid a little bit long, and that's what.
He's definitely not hooking the ball like he did earlier in the match play.
In the match play, he was just loose as a goose and just turning the cover off the ball and sending it out there and letting it hook back, and he's just a little bit more tentative now.
Still plenty of room here. He's 22 pins down.
It's only the 6th frame. It's early.
Adams working on a double. He could, of course, increase that lead if he continues. I have a feeling he will. Great break. That ball was a little high. The back end, as I've said, is very dry in this bowling center, and a lot of times when that ball gets up high, it cuts right through for the split. He's getting the break he needs, though, tripping out that 4-pin, Steve. Many times that'll stand on you. I think because he was a little slow, it makes it trip out sometimes. A hard, firm ball at that same spot in the pocket sometimes will leave that 4-pin. Yeah, I agree with that. The pins go a little higher and over the tops. He's carrying all the hits. 42 pins ahead. Well, Ron had better start striking right now. Now, not next frame, now. I'm kind of talking to myself. That's the way I talk to myself when I'm bowling. And all his friends that are watching him are going, come on, Naz. Well, he trusted it. He trusted it, but I think he just lost it right off of his hand. Obviously very disgusted at himself. Skidding it right off in the channel. It happens to the best of us, folks. Not your ordinary spare. He redeemed himself with that one, I think. You know, you were talking about the importance of spares before. I think in the long run, game after game, over the course of the tournament, of course, your spares are extremely important. But when you're down to one match, do or die, you've got to have those strikes. And Ron is just not getting them. I think that gutter ball loosened him up. You know, there's a lot of controversy over what's the best type of ball to throw, the big hook ball or the straighter shot. What do you think, Bill? I noticed that the greatest bowlers of all time have been basically straight shooters. Steve, I think it's extremely important to keep the ball in play. The straight shooters or the line shooters, or Adam, for instance, the way he rolls the ball today, he will definitely, as we said earlier, have much less trouble. He will probably get tapped more when he does hit the pocket. And the big ball bowler will probably have more problems when he's not in the pocket. So it's hard to say which is best. Sometimes different conditions will dictate which one is the best. Here in our finals today, we've had some of each. Yeah, we've had the super crankers and the down and in shooters, like Adam here. I've noticed that Earl Anthony, Dick Weber, Don Carter, all pretty much straight shooters. Today's equipment, I think, really favors a guy that goes down and in because of the urethanes, and they can carry a lot better than the straighter shot. If I was a young man putting my game together now, I think I'd favor a straighter shot than these crankers that are coming out on tour now. Steve, you are a young man. Well, I've been on the tour for 12 years, and these guys that are 20, 21 coming out make me feel a little older. But next to you, I guess I am young man, Bill. Thanks a lot. You're welcome. Well, as we see here now that Ron can no longer win the match, he can only finish with 217. He seems to have loosened up, and now he's rolling the ball like he did in the match play.
Game 3 saw Colton advance to the championship round by defeating Nazaro 247 to 194.
Now start our championship match. $4,000 to the winner. And a new Subaru.
That's right, for a 300 game. And Guppy Troop has started with the first strike.
I will apologize. Earlier I called Adam Colton Adam Coulter. His name is C-O-L-T-O-N. Adam Colton.
From Sunrise, Florida. Bowling great this afternoon. We're going to have a great match this time, I think, Bill. Both of them down and in, straight shooters. Both of them playing the same line, and both of them looking really sharp all afternoon and right now.
And Guppy has already declared that he will not finish second.
Guppy doesn't like to lead tournaments and then finish second. That's what happened to him 2 weeks ago in Newport Richey at the regional there. Del Warren won that tournament. This is for a double. He's got all the hits falling.
Steve, that's what I call the love tap.
Love tap with a scout coming over after it also.
A gopher.
A gopher.
You got to have one gopher pin in every rack sometime.
Both players right around the 7th board. Just, well, Guppy's a little further right over the first arrow. Down and in. All even after 2.
Guppy is one of the most colorful players on our tour. As you can see, colorful by the clothes he wears and by his attitude and actions around the bowling center. Always one to mix and mingle with the crowd and have a good time. Makes many friends everywhere he goes.
That's for sure. And he's always happy regardless of how he bowls. He doesn't take the bad bowling, when he does occasionally bowl bad, home with him. Now that's a bad break. That looked like a pretty good hit, at least good for 9.
The high hit that sometimes leaves only the 4-7, but this time he's got the 10 with it. Do you think he'll go for it?
I think he has.
Or go for the 2?
I think he'll go for it. Guppy usually goes for everything pretty boldly. One game match, I usually go for it too. Of course, it is early. Some people would play it pretty conservatively. He's going for it. He's got a hook. Oh, and it did hook. Boy, I'm surprised. Great try.
Close try. Of course, he lost 2 pins by not getting the 4. But as you said, it is early. At this point, a string of strikes can make up for that if Adam Colton will give him a chance.
Big shot here. Big shot here. He's had strikes in every situation like this today. Oh, no. How do you explain that, Bill? I'm going to let you try to because I can't.
Steve, it's hard to explain. Coming in a little late, as that one did, sometimes that will leave the weak 10. Sometimes it will leave the swishing 7. This time, he left the swishing 7-10.
It's like a double tap.
Very bad break. Obviously, at this point, he should come back with not too much thought about it because Guppy just opened. He still has a lead.
3-pin lead for Adam.
The match is just simply still even, only count separating, and just like starting a new game all over in the 4th frame.
You know, we mentioned whether Guppy should go for that or not. Now it looks a lot bigger that he didn't get 9 out on that split, because had he gotten 9 out, there would only be a 1-pin difference.
The solid 10-pin again.
Very bad breaks in a row for Adam. He's a little bit more pumped up on that shot that time. We got the ball over the foul line a little bit further. It's still a great shot.
He probably felt that the reason he left the swishing 10 maybe was a little wider, came in a little slower. That time he wanted to make sure and be firm and solid, which he was.
Nice, crisp shot. That's what he was trying to make, and he made it.
Well,
all right.
Guppy can get the strike.
That's right. He can get right back in the match now. Matter of fact, with 2 strikes here, he's got the lead for the first time. That's unusual, too, especially for a straighter down and in player. I see the bowlers that hook the ball more will leave a 10-pin on that very, very light hit, but not the straight shooters.
Steve, I think he laid that one down a little bit early, rolled it a little soon. Probably didn't have quite the power on it once it got to the pocket. Still a 3-pin match.
Mentioned Guppy's a funny guy. He seems to bowl very, very well in all the liquor-sponsored tournaments, and this one is co-sponsored by Lone Star Beer, and he seems to pump up for some reason in these tournaments.
Maybe a year's supply of the
That'd be nice. That's good beer, too. I like the long neck bottles they come in. It's becoming a carry contest.
That was almost the same hit as before, where he left the 4-7-10. This time only the 4-pin. Now we go back to where Adam has the upper hand, if he can start striking. Taking his time. Certainly thinking about what he must do right here. Much better shot than the previous one on that lane. Firmer.
Yes.
And you could tell it by the action of the pins.
The shot that left the swishing 7-10 went around a little bit more. He had more curve on the ball. That ball went down and then hooked sharply on the end, a short hook, and it hit with a lot more power. Boy.
Another solid 10. He could have taken a 14-pin lead with that one.
Yep.
Still all in the count. 4 pins separating this match in the 6th frame.
The lanes are changing a little bit as the bowlers play on them. The oil carries down a little bit. That might be the reason why Adam has lost that great carry he had last game. This is Guppy Troop. We're in the 6th frame. Guppy is down by 4 pins. That's a good hit, Missed House. That light hit swishes out nice.
Like Adam, he was much crisper with that shot than the previous shot on that lane. They both made the same mistake, a little easy, both left 10 pin, and they both came back with a good strike.
Nice and firm and relaxed. Relaxed and firm at the same time. That's the key. Guppy can take the lead for the first time with a strike right now. Oh, looked good. Looked like they were going to mix.
I know he thought he had that one. It even wiggled. It normally carries, and he needed that one, as you said, for a 6-pin lead.
Bill, I want to mention that the pins here are 3/6. That means they're 3 pounds 6 ounces, and most of the bowling centers in the country have lighter pins than that. That hit'll carry. The ABC has passed a rule that all the pins will have to be 3/6, and it puts a premium on the solid pocket hit with a heavier pin.
Yes, Steve, that rule goes into effect October 1985. Many bowling centers are already purchasing the 3 pound 6 and preparing for that rule.
I think it's a good one. Adam Colton working on a spare. And it's another weak 10.
Steve, obviously with the additional money, the championship match, maybe they're a little tighter. It definitely affects the way the pins fall, and we're going to have a spare shooters contest this game.
Uh-oh, he's pulled it a little. He's using a very hard urethane ball to shoot the spares with, and it's a good idea to do that if you have another ball that doesn't hook as much, because you don't have to throw much hook to make a spare. Just touch the pin. He got the 10 out on that shot. He'd left 2 ringing solid 10s on the previous 2 shots.
Protecting his count, Steve, he still has a 3-pin count. As long as he strikes or spares and does not lose any of that count, Guppy still must double to catch him.
Those 2 pins in count that Guppy lost early in this match are looming bigger and bigger. Guppy lost that shot on the downswing. He didn't get it over the foul line. That's the reason it skidded long.
Losing 2 pins in count, he's now 5 pins down, which is not that much worse off than the 3. He still must double somewhere if Adam continues to stay clean.
Time's running out. We're in the 9th frame. This is a crucial frame in a close match.
Guppy has been a PBA member for 9 years, has had 21 300 games.
Boy, that's a lot.
9 regional titles, hoping for number 10, and if he's going to get it, he must start right here.
Good shot. Yeah, that keeps him alive. Guppy working at a 190 pace. Adam Colton working at a 195 pace. They're bowling for a difference of $2,000 in this match. $4,000 to the winner, $2,000 to the loser. Not bad for 2 days' work. Boy, he wants it. He wants it, doesn't he?
Steve, he went back to the shot he was throwing the first 3 games. He definitely looked like he did the first 3 games. Firm, threw the shot good.
Guppy Troop's trying to keep his hand dry. I don't want to lose another shot on that right lane like he did last time. Adam Colton, 10th frame, plus 15. He looks like a winner, doesn't he? He's still got to get another strike. He's got to keep his count. He's working now at a 215 pace. He needs 9 spare.
Well, if he gets 8 spare, he's got to win, Steve.
Yep.
8 spare strike would give him a 213. He doesn't need 8. He needs a good count.
That's a good count, and that's a winner. Boy, he bowled great. 4 matches in a row. It's not easy to win 4 matches in a row.
Adam walks over and is congratulated by several well-wishers around the lanes. He definitely bowled great, and even in losing, as you see, Guppy shows his sportsmanship. What else can you do?
Even that one fell.
There's that gopher pin I was telling you about. 727. Adam bowls 952 for 4 games. That's not bad for a non-champion.
For his first title, boy.
For his first title. Well, Guppy said he would not finish second, but when someone is bowling as well as Adam did and gets the strikes in the pressure situations, you have to settle for second.
Guppy bowls a 199 clean.
We are now ready to present the checks to our top 5. I'm sure everyone will be excited about some of the comments the bowlers may make, and we have some people we would like to introduce. First, we would like to present the check starting with number 5, our 5th place finisher earning $800 from Miami, Billy Block.
I'd like to thank the Shrine Club, Big D Lanes, and Lone Star Bear for hosting a great tournament. Thank you very much.
Our 4th place finisher earning $1,000 from West Palm Beach, Dennis Seropoulos.
I'd like to thank the crowd out here. You're all fabulous. You gave the bowlers a real boost. I'd like to thank Lone Star Beer, Eddie Hendricks, for putting on a great host. And just it was a great tournament all the way around. Thank you very much.
Our 3rd place finisher, who wasn't quite as lean and mean as he would like to have been, $1,200, Ron Nazaro.
Thank you, Bill. I'd like to thank the Ocala Shrine Club and Lone Star Beer and all you fans here at Big D Lanes, because you kept pushing me a little harder all week long and really had a good time. And Joe and Eddie, I'd like to thank you for hosting the tournament, and I'll be back next year. Thank you.
2nd place, and this is getting to be a habit in our regionals. Guppy earlier said, I will not lead and finish 2nd. But today, he ran up against a Tiger, 2nd place finisher for 2 regionals in a row, as he was 2nd 2 weeks ago. Guppy Troop, $2,000.
I guess I opened my mouth and put my foot in it now. No, I want to thank everybody. Lone Star, I'm usually good at winning beer tournaments. I just got up against somebody that bowled a heck of a lot better than I did in the final match. But I want to thank Joe and Ed D. and everybody here. I mean, I've never seen, when we come in the mornings to bowl, I've never seen this many people standing behind us at 10 o'clock in the morning. Y'all ought to give yourselves a big hand, really. For that many people down here is real good that early in the morning. And I want to thank Brian in the bar and all the girls. I had a heck of a good time this week, and I still made some money. Thank you very much.
We can wish Guppy a lot of good luck next week. He will be on his way to Reno and the Masters. And before we present the trophy and check for our champion, I'd like to call out Mr. Dan Zaccanini of the Holloman Brewing Company, brewers of Lone Star Beer, and also Mr. Bill Morgan of the Ocala Shrine Club and all his fellow Shriners. Come on out, gentlemen. First, we're going to present the trophy. Mr. Dan Zaccanini of Holloman Brewing Company will present this fine trophy to Adam Coulter, our champion, who bowled a great 952 for 4 games on television. Great bowling. Stay down here. I'll hold it for you. Turn around, face the crowd. There you go.
Adam, congratulations on a fine tournament. On behalf of the G. Holland Brewing Company, Lone Star Beer, T.M. Mahaffey Distributing Company, the Ocala Shrine Club, and the PBA, congratulations again. Thank you.
Thank you. And now to present what I'm sure he's waiting for, Mr. Bill Morgan of the Ocala Shrine Club, a check for $4,000. Mr. Morgan, do the honors.
Adam, on behalf of the Ocala Shrine Club and Crippled Children, we want to present this check to you.
Thank you. For a first-time champion, Adam bowled tremendously. Adam, what do you got to say for yourself?
Well, you know, this was a great tournament from the start. First of all, I'd like to thank the sponsors, Ocala Shrine. This trophy weighs more than I do. Ed Kendricks runs a beautiful house. It's really nice. It's brand new, and it's going to stay brand new. I know it is. Lone Star Beer, you know, your sponsors really don't know how much you mean to us bowlers, but we really appreciate it. It's hard to say sometimes how much we really do. You got to excuse me, I got a cold. I can't talk.
Adam, will you be back next year?
Definitely. Definitely.
$5,000 raised this weekend from proceeds for crippled children in this area. I think that's a great accomplishment. And Mr. Ed Kendrick and Mr. Joe Davis, we thank you very much for hosting us at this beautiful center, and we're looking very much forward to coming back next year, and we were happy to be here. We'll see you next time. Thank you very much.